It's February 1st, 2026. The Grammy stage is dark, but for a single piercing spotlight. And in the center, Justin Bieber. An artist the world hasn't seen on a major stage in 4 long years. He's holding a purple electric guitar, but there's no band, no dancers, no spectacle. He's shirtless, in silky boxers and socks, and for a moment, there's just silence. An entire arena and millions watching at home, holding their breath. This isn't the pop superstar they remember. After years of silence, public health battles, and a total retreat from the spotlight, this is a shocking return. This is the story of that performance, and what it means for the legacy of one of the most successful and controversial artists of our time. But to really get why this moment was so huge, you have to rewind. Because before the hiatus, before the health scares, before anyone wondered about his future, Justin Bieber was, without a doubt, the undisputed Prince of Pop. Discovered on YouTube way back in 2007, he was one of the first true internet-age success stories. His debut EP, My World, didn't just launch a career, it unleashed a global tidal wave called Bieber Fever. He became the first artist ever to have 7 songs from a debut record chart on the Billboard Hot 100. His first full album, My World 2, debuted at number 1, making him the youngest solo male artist to top that chart since Stevie Wonder in 1963. The lead single, Baby, became an international anthem, and its video was one of the most viewed in YouTube history. He was everywhere. His face was on every magazine, his songs on every radio station. He was a classic teen idol, but with a level of digital dominance the world had never seen before. He wrote the playbook for a new generation of pop stardom. But as we all know, a rise that fast often casts a very long shadow. The same machine that builds a star as big as Justin Bieber can also be the one that breaks them. The non-stop pressure, the relentless touring, the microscopic public scrutiny, it takes a toll. For years, Bieber's personal struggles were tabloid headlines, his every misstep magnified for the world to see. And then, the music itself started to slow. The silence grew louder. In 2022, fans were devastated when Bieber had to cancel the rest of his Justice World Tour. The reason was a terrifying health diagnosis, Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, a rare neurological disorder that caused partial facial paralysis. For an artist who had lived his entire life in the public eye, it was a frightening and very public battle. The massive world tour was over, and with that, Justin Bieber essentially vanished from the public stage. The years that followed were quiet, defined by his absence from an industry he once dominated. He focused on his health and his marriage to Hailey Bieber. While he did a few selective private shows, the world-conquering pop star was gone. Many wondered if we would ever see him perform again. His struggles raised a bigger question. After being consumed by the fame machine since he was a kid, was there even a way back? And maybe more importantly, did he even want one? That question got its answer under that single spotlight at the 2026 Grammys. The song he chose was Yukon, a soulful, intimate R&B track from his new album. As he started to play, it was clear this wasn't just a performance, it was a statement. Using a loop pedal, he built the entire song right there on stage, layer by layer, with just his voice and his guitar. There was nothing to hide behind. His voice was soft, raw, and full of a vulnerability we'd rarely seen. Singing with his eyes closed, arms crossed over his guitar, he looked less like a pop icon and more like a musician alone in his bedroom, just finding his love for the craft again. The performance was spellbinding in its simplicity, a stark contrast to the massive productions of his past. The choice to appear in little more than boxers felt like a deliberate stripping away of the pop star armor, a symbolic act of exposure. The purple guitar seemed like a nod to his early career, connecting his past to this new, more mature present. Reports from the show's crew mentioned his rehearsal was incredibly brief and confident, reflecting the self-possession seen in every note he sang. He went into the night with 4 nominations for his new music, including the coveted Album of the Year, but he didn't take home any trophies. And somehow, it didn't matter. The performance was the win. It was a declaration of artistic independence and a powerful reintroduction. This wasn't about chasing hits or reclaiming a throne. It was about reclaiming his own story on his own terms. This performance signaled a brand new chapter for Justin Bieber, one defined by artistic freedom. It's a journey we've been following closely, from his earliest days to this incredible comeback. If you want to keep up with analyses of moments like these in music, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I have to ask, what was your first reaction to seeing this stripped-down version of Bieber? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The Grammy performance was a powerful artistic statement, but it also makes you ask a bigger question. With his return, where does Justin Bieber actually stand in the pop pantheon today? Does his incredible list of career achievements still make him the Prince of Pop? When you look at the numbers, it's honestly kind of staggering. He is one of the best-selling music artists of all time, with over 150 million records sold worldwide. In the United States alone, the RIAA has certified sales of 24 million of his albums and over 122.5 million of his digital singles. He holds 5 RIAA Diamond certifications in honor for works that have moved over 10 million units. His list of chart records is just as wild. With the release of Justice in 2021, he became the youngest solo artist to have 8 #1 albums in the US, breaking a record previously held by Elvis Presley. He holds numerous Guinness World Records, including at one point being the youngest male solo artist to debut at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 with "What Do You Mean?" That same song broke the record for the fastest to reach #1 on iTunes, getting there in under 5 minutes. Think about this. In 2016, his songs Love Yourself and Sorry finished at #1 and #2 on the Billboard year-end chart, a feat only achieved by the Beatles and Usher before him. He was also the first artist since the Beatles to have 3 songs in the top 5 of the Hot 100 at the same time. And in 2017, he made history by becoming the first artist ever to replace himself at #1 with new hits in back-to-back weeks, thanks to his features on I'm the One and Despacito. His awards shelf is just as crowded. He has 2 Grammy Awards, 1 Latin Grammy, and holds the record for the most MTV Europe Music Awards won by any artist in history. So when we ask if he still reigns, the data gives a pretty clear answer. His records aren't just impressive, they're historic. They put him in a category with some of the most legendary names in music. That Prince of Pop title isn't just a nickname. It's a status backed by a decade and a half of unprecedented, record-shattering success. What makes Bieber's career so compelling isn't just the records, it's the evolution. He didn't stay the teen pop sensation of My World. He actively pushed his sound forward. With the album Purpose in 2015, he pivoted to a sophisticated blend of EDM and R&B, crafting hits like Sorry and Where Are You Now that redefined his career and won him a new, older audience. It remains one of the most streamed albums of all time. From there, he leaned further into R&B with the albums Changes and Justice, delivering soulful hits like Peaches and collaborating with a new generation of artists. This musical journey mirrors his personal one, a transition from a manufactured teen idol to a mature artist grappling with love, faith, and mental health in his music. The release of his latest album represents yet another shift. This is Justin Bieber, the creator, crafting slithery, spacey soul music that is both digitally manipulated and refreshingly acoustic. In early 2023, he sold his entire back catalog for a reported $200 million. While a massive financial move, it was also metaphorically about starting over, allowing him to build a new career that he owns completely. This evolution from pop prodigy to R&B veteran, from global superstar to independent artist, is the defining arc of his legacy. So, what's next for Justin Bieber? That raw, intimate Grammy performance wasn't just a comeback, it felt like a rebirth. It showed an artist no longer defined by the industry's expectations, but by his own creative instincts. It was the quiet, confident start to his renaissance. And the next chapter is already looking much louder. This April, he is set to headline Coachella, one of the biggest music festivals in the world. It'll be his first major, full-scale concert in the US since 2022, a move from the quiet intimacy of the Grammys to the massive spectacle of a festival stage. It signals that while his approach may have changed, his ambition hasn't. Justin Bieber's journey has been one of the most documented and turbulent in modern pop history. He survived a level of fame that has broken many, navigated public health crises, and faced down immense pressure, only to emerge on the other side with a renewed sense of purpose. His career records already place him among the legends. But this new era, defined by authenticity and artistic control, might just be his most compelling yet. The Prince of Pop is back, but this time, he's writing his own rules, and the whole world is watching to see what he does next.